Well, from the roads to the skies now, as we look at Chinese investment in the aviation industry and beyond. I'm joined by Zhihang Chi, Vice President and General Manager for Air China North America. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So let's start by looking at tourism. What does this huge increase of Chinese traveling to the U.S., how does that reflect about what's happening with U.S.-China relations?
It's actually a great story. Let me throw out some numbers for you. 2010, the number of visitors from China was 250,000. Last year, it was pushing 3 million. And the total impact, economic impact it has created, according to Commerce Department here in Washington, D.C., the total economic impact created by Chinese tourists is $27 billion. So on any given day, the Chinese tourists are creating a $74 million economic impact on the U.S. day in and day out.
Now, these are really huge numbers that people really may not be aware of. And Air China itself has had a success story in the U.S. Tell us more about that.
Well, we started out in 1981 with one flight to New York a week. And then when I joined Air China at the end of 2004, we were running about 16 flights a week between North America and China. Today we run close to 90 flights a week. And a lot of it is driven by one single factor, closer relationships. And a particular thing that happened was there's a private-public partnership in pushing for certain policy change. In particular, it is a whole lot easier today for Chinese nationals to apply for U.S. visas to come to the United States. That the huge 12-time, the number as I explained to you, 2016 number is 12 times of 2010, and that's driven largely by that factor. And in this particular case, everybody worked together for their mutual benefits.
So what are some of the lessons people can learn? You mentioned things like partnerships. What are some of the lessons that other Chinese companies who are perhaps looking at the U.S. market can really take from that?
Well, we have been here for a long, long time, and we have been very patient. As you can tell, we started out in 1981, so we've been here for 30-some years. It took us a few years, and it's a process. We have been very, very patient, gradually build our presence, gradually build our awareness, and always rely upon local people here to develop your business.
Now, as we heard there, Chinese firm AVIC investing in U.S. autos. You also have American Airlines investing $200 million in China Southern Airlines. Can we expect to see more of these sorts of collaborations between the two countries?
Oh, yes. In 2015, the annual investment in the U.S. from China was about $12 billion. Last year, it jumped 360%, 360% to 50. I want to get my numbers right, to about $54 billion. And so I think there are always going to be ups and downs, but I think in general the trend is very clear.
So what are some of the other key economic benefits for the U.S. really keeping the momentum of this Chinese investment that we're seeing growing?
That $27 billion that I quote you, that not only is an impact, creates a nice impact, but it also creates many jobs. Years ago, there was a study that concluded that a wide-body nonstop flight overseas will bring about $620 million economic impact on the local economy, and then creates directly and indirectly more than 3,000 jobs.
Wow.
And just so you know, today our flights are all operated with American-made Boeing aircraft. A 747-8, which is our biggest, costs about $333 million per plane, sticker price. And then the 777 that we operate costs about $300 million. And the 787-9, which is a very, very efficient airplane, lovely, costs about $230 million apiece.
So seriously, a lot of money coming in, whether it's things from tourism, hotels, restaurants, really benefiting the local economy. So for people who are really just looking at it as the Chinese leader and the US leader, just looking at it just in that bubble, outside of the leaders, what are some of the ways that trade and business is really being facilitated between the two countries?
In our case, not only are we creating an economic impact, we're also promoting friendships and exchanges. There's nothing better than promoting friendship and exchanges by seeing each other.
Well, thank you so much for your insights. Hopefully people take heed to that. Zhihang Chi, Vice President and General Manager for Air China North America. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.